Welcome to the Ora-gen channel. Welcome guys. My name is Ora-gen and this is the Ora-gen channel. So I want to take a minute to just welcome you to this space and definitely welcome you to this reading this morning or afternoon, whatever time of day that you found this video. I'm glad that you're here. Okay, so we're going to just jump right in. Today's topic really has to do with maybe friends, family members, co-workers, people that you have historically dealt with that confirmation seem to be stuck in a time loop or a timeline, a time frame, a frame of thought. Basically, when you spend time with these ones, you are noticing that they're pretty much the same as they were 20, 30, 40 years ago. Maybe they physically look different, but the ideologies, the mentality, the thought processes, the way that they look at things or the way that they view things is the same. And it's so much so that it causes some conflict when you are interacting with people like this. You might be noticing that they're asking you questions about choices that you're making, decisions that you're making, new ideas you have about things, new projects, new forms of exploration that you are engaging in your life are coming up when you go to spend time with these ones because they are confused by it, worried, concerned, feeling uncomfortable, feelings of fear and doubt. That energy of fear and doubt is coming up and then it's being projected at you. In a lot of cases too, these ones that are in this timeline or time frame loop aren't even fully aware of what it is you're doing now. So let's say you're a person who in the past, when you dealt with these people, whomever they are, you were very open and you shared a lot about what you were doing, your thoughts, your beliefs on things, new ideas that you were thinking about. And this was something that was common for you in these relationships. And maybe now you are a person, after having gone through some different factors, you are a person who does not share as much because you've run into situations where people have sent negative thought processes or negative energy at these new things that you were very excited about. And so you've kind of chilled out on oversharing with others and just really getting into the work of the project and then telling people about it once it's already active. Maybe you're that person, or maybe you're a person who, maybe you just haven't dealt with these people in that way in a long time where they know much about what your thoughts are on things. Like they kind of know you, the 20-something-year-old version of yourself, or the 30-something-year-old version of yourself, or the person you were 5-6 years ago. They're familiar with that person. And so this person that you are now, they're not familiar with you in this way. And so all of the information that they have is based off of the past you. And that's how they're dealing with you. So when you come into their space energetically with this new energy, they don't even know how to process it. They don't know what they're looking at. They don't know how to feel about it. And then they're going off of old information. They don't know what you're doing presently. They don't know what projects you're involved in, where you're traveling to, why something is different about your energy. They're trying to figure it out. But they're making statements as if they understand where you're at presently. They understand where your mind is and what things you're focusing on, when really they don't. instead of just asking and saying, hey, so I noticed something is different about you. Like, what are you doing these days? And in some cases, these people might be asking you that. But in a lot of cases, you're coming up against energy that feels resistive. Like somebody can tell something has changed about you, and so they're saying things to you like, well, whatever you do, don't do this, don't travel there. Well, you probably need to, whatever you're doing, you probably need to be careful. Or if you're doing this, you might want to think about. So it's advice that's unsolicited, and it's not based in any information. It's based in fearful thoughts and information from the past. So the information's not accurate. You're noticing that, and you're frustrated because you feel like maybe these people that have known you historically are trying to limit or hold you back, when really they just don't understand what they're looking at. They don't understand why you feel different in the energy. Even if it's not an energy-based person, people still pick up on energy and can tell something has shifted, something has changed. And so they might speak to that effect. They might behave in that manner. And you're over here trying to figure out, what is this I'm looking at? I just came over here to spend time with my friends, family, whatever. And I'm picking up this resistive energy, and I'm literally just existing. I'm not even doing anything. I haven't even talked about anything deep or anything I'm working on. But yet this energy is coming at you. So there's something in the energy today here about that, and how to move through this, because really we might think that the work that needs to be done on this is external, but actually it's not. It's internal work. So if you have shifted in your timeline, like the way that you view things, the lens that you look at things through has changed or shifted, you are the one that is different in the situation. They're doing the same things they've always done. They're looking at you trying to figure out why you're different. So we're going to talk about today some things that you can consider that can help you with how to process this when you run into situations like this, which you will run into more of them as you continue to make shifts, change, upgrade, tap into your gifts and abilities, shift timelines. You're going to run into more of this energy, not less of it. Because there's going to be people who don't understand what you're doing or why you're different, why you're putting so much energy into this personal and self-development work, and why they're looking at what they're looking at. Why are you doing all this? Why don't you just do what you always did? And part of the reason why a person would put that energy off is because they are afraid of change. They are afraid of being different. They have fear and doubt that is running them about these very same topics that you were able to face, look at, and start to work on and move through. They don't believe that they can do that, and yet they're seeing you do it. So it makes people uncomfortable when they look in that mirror and see that you are overtly making those changes right in front of them. It proves that it can be done. And that can be hard for people to process. A hard pill to swallow is what's coming through. So you also might notice that some of these people like dress the same. They're listening to the same music. They're making the same kind of comments. They eat the same kind of food. If it wasn't for the fact that they were aging, you would literally think that somebody plopped them in a time capsule. That's how familiar and cyclical this energy is. It's almost like a person has placed themselves in a safety time capsule so that they don't have to deal with any of the current energy around them. Like, you know what? This is the last place I'm going. I'm getting off the train here. I'm not going to the next stop. I'm going to wait here because I feel safe here. And this is not to judge people who feel that way. So if you're a person watching this video and that's how you feel, this is not a judgment. This is just an explanation of why a person, maybe in your family, one of your friends or associates, that is forwardly moving and progressing with opening up to new concepts, opening up to new energies, new ideas, self-development, you know, moving through into a new timeline, why that person might be, say, not coming to visit as often, not calling as often, not taking time out to sit with you for coffee as often. This can be challenging on both ends of the relationship, because you have one side that's like, what happened? Why did this person change? I don't understand what I'm looking at. And then you have another side that's like, what's going on with this person? How come every time I come around them, you know, I'm having this resistive energy thrown at me and I'm literally just existing? So there can be challenges on both sides of the relationship. So hopefully everybody who's joining today, joining the space, can pull something out of the messaging from the channeling and from the cards to help and assist with like work that we can do, inner work that we can do to help ourselves if we are looking at a situation like this in our life. So we're going to go on ahead and open the space up here, guys. I'm going to light up some sage. We're going to ring our energy bell and just kind of, oops, we got a little extra Palo Santo and sage over here in the corner. Let's just move that. There we go. And then we're going to go on ahead and get into our reading today. I hope that for all of you who have found this message today, you are doing well. I hope you're enjoying your Monday. That's the day this message was recorded, or whatever day of the week it is that you found this message. I hope that you're getting a chance to engage in some self-care. Take some time out for you. Maybe as you're watching this video, you're on a break or getting a chance to take some time out and just kind of tap in for a minute, meditate, and, you know, look into a topic that has been on your mind and heart for a minute, or maybe it's something you're just now noticing. I don't know. Whatever has drawn you to this video, I'm glad you're here. So definitely, we're going to place this right in here. Hopefully the volume of the music is nice for you guys. I'm just going to set this guy over here. And then of course we have our 3 decks with us today we're going to be pulling from. These are the ones that I was drawn to. That's the Ask Your Guides. Oops, let's put this little guy over here. Ask Your Guides and the Inner Child Oracle, and then one of our newer decks, which is the Shadow Work deck. We do have some more new decks coming soon, so definitely stay tuned. Always new energy coming, and then I'm going to be doing a new handwritten deck as well. I have my coffee here this morning, guys, so I'm going to take a sip. We'll just keep that close by. Okay, so I'm going to be ringing my meditation bell. So if you have a sound sensitivity, go on ahead and turn your device down now. There it is. Well, let's go on ahead and get into the energy and see what we can do here as far as our own inner or self-work to help with processing a situation like what we mentioned at the beginning of the video. So basically we're talking about friends, family members, associates who are kind of stuck in a time capsule or in a space on the timeline, and they're doing the same things over and over again. They're kind of freaked out about the fact that you've changed. Something is different about you, but you're not even sharing information with them like that, so they don't understand what they're looking at, and it's bringing up energies of fear and doubt. In my last video, I talked about how energies like that move through your emotional centers and how that feels when energies like that are moving through you. Also how it feels to have energies that feel supported, confident, secure, happy, joyful. and the difference of how those energies feel. So when you hear or words focused in those energies, or energy being expressed through someone's emotional energy center coming at you, at your auric field, in a lower vibrational energy of fear and doubt, that emotion that you're feeling, that frustration you're feeling, is associated with the vibration of that energy. That should give you a clue. So it's not something you need to take in, personalize, and deal with. This is where that person is at. That's your first hint. This is why when we talk about how to work through situations like this, we're talking about what you need to do internally to either transmute an energy, release an energy, heal from an energy. It all equates to you letting it go, because it's not your energy. It's not something you need to take in and churn. It's something you need to release. So not forming energetic bonds or attachments to this energy. So let's start with the Ask Your Guides deck. Per usual, all the decks have been pre-shuffled and charged. So we're going to start here for some opening energy, just to understand a little bit about like what your guides are saying today about what needs to be done here to help you with these kinds of situations. And just asking for a clearing on the space, that any energies or entities that are of a low vibing frequency be removed from the space. Only the highest and high vibrating energies associated with source and the light may remain. And that the messages come through in a way where they are clear and given in a way where those who need to hear this information might understand it and hear the things they need to hear. And so it is. So let's go on ahead and just give a little shuffle to the deck here, guys. Once again, sending supportive energy today, that wherever you are, whatever you are doing, you are having an amazing day. If you are not having an amazing day, it's okay. I hope that this is the start of your day improving, or that you take some time after viewing this video to tune in and tap in, so that you can shift your vibration and start having a better morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time of day it is for you. Yeah, it could be that somebody is like finding some of this very challenging, because it might be family members that are close to them, like aunts, uncles, parents. Yeah, so I see work is in reverse, and surprise, the joy guides. It looks like some who are resonating with this message are stepping into a space because of all the work they've done, where they are starting to experience some wonderful surprises. Maybe some manifestations are coming in a way that you didn't expect it, but it's positive. It's something that is feeling good, and you guys are looking at it and going, wow, this is amazing. And you see the energy coming off of her. Like, it's literally changing. Whatever the surprise is going into her auric field and changing the actual vibration of her auric field. She's feeling really good about whatever it is she's looking at or holding. I'm also picking up too, whenever I get this card, it speaks to me about like somebody having a child or childbirth. So if somebody is pregnant, congratulations on that. That's a beautiful surprise as well. And then we have work in reverse. I'm picking up something, because this is the helper guides. I'm picking up something here about, you know, potentially maybe some people in the collective who have left a job, lost a job, or walked away from something that wasn't in alignment for them. Or maybe the universe like helped you to move away from something that wasn't resonating for you, like it wasn't in alignment. And maybe others around you are concerned, worried, you know, well, why would you leave that job? Why would you walk away from that? That was something that you could depend on. This thing that you're trying to do isn't something that you can depend on. You know, we're worried about your ability to be able to take care of yourself or to care for your responsibilities. When in fact, this is exactly the way the universe works. When it's time for us to shift into something new, we actually are moved away from the things that are not in alignment with where we need to be. and moved into the things that actually, you know, are in alignment with our soul contracts, like what we're here to experience, what we're here to do. Yeah, we have number 1 and number 11. So we have 111 on the table. That's really powerful. And both of these have celestial energy, prayer, guardian angel, and decisions, higher self. So definitely a need for you guys to be meditating, tapping in with your higher self, tapping in with your greater energy in regard to the decisions that you're making. And literally underneath this, it says higher self. So literally, when we talk about prayer and tapping into your higher self, it is literally right there. Super important. And once again, 111 is on the table. So definitely, rather than listening to the voices, the fear and the doubt of others around you, really taking that time to tap into what your soul purpose is. And not just like surface, oh, this is what I want to do and I'm just going to work at it. No. Understand why that's there. Understand what it is you want to feel from these things you want to manifest. And sit with that energy. Meditate on it. Really take time to like carve that out in the etheric. What that should look like. What it should feel like. What you want to experience or gain from it. We see in both of these images here, both of these people, their eyes are closed. Like she's holding this feminine energy close to her heart. And it's connecting with her higher self. Same thing here. Same hand position. Both of them are around their heart and throat chakra. And really centering in, eyes are closed, and really understanding what they want to feel from it. And she's facing, once again, her North Star. North Star. So this is about what is meant for you, not what others feel you should be doing or feel more comfortable with. And that's another hint. We have to be authentic. We have to be ourselves. It's in one of my cards. It's one of my favorite sayings. You know, you have to be authentic. Anything else is just exhausting. One of my favorite sayings. Be authentically you. Here. Anything else, Spirit? Why don't we get one card here that we can we're going to just try this one other way. So we're going to get one more card here that we can read the actual guide on it. It'd be interesting to see if one of those cards we just read pops up again, but we'll see. One card here for the collective that we can read the guide on. Let's see what's here. Feels like something wants to pop here. Okay, Spirit. Oh, yeah, that one almost wanted to pop. Let's see if it comes up again. I didn't get a chance to take a look at it and see what it was, but let's see if this one wants to pop. Okay, no worries. We're gonna just go on ahead and shuffle, and then I'm just gonna pull a card from the bottom deck, Spirit. Something from the bottom deck that can help us to understand an area we can look into to do this healing work or anything that the guides have for us. Very good. Yeah, deceit and unconditional love. That's interesting. Number 2 and number 22. Wow, we had 111 and now we've got 222 on the deck. Okay, so let's take a look at number 2. And it's interesting. These are polarities. Unconditional love and deceit. These are polarities. Something here about yin yang, polarity. authenticity, being honest with oneself or with others. And then there's like unconditional love, unconditional acceptance of others, of self. Let's look at number 2 and see what it says here. This is good lead energy. This is yin yang. Deceit, deception, dishonesty, fraud, cheating. You are at risk of being deceived at this time. Pay close attention to what you are being told and trust your intuition. If you sense what you are hearing from others is not truthful, this deceit may come from a good friend who insists that everything is fine between you when in fact they are feeling jealous or competitive in some way. The deceit could arise from a significant partner who is straying from the partnership while denying it. This energy has come up before. Your guardian angel also reminds you that the most significant risk of deception could come from you. Interesting. Check to be sure you are not deceiving yourself by denying what you feel in your heart because you are unwilling to accept a difficult truth. Are you telling yourself, for example, that eating certain foods is not a problem when it actually leaves you feeling sick? Or that drinking a few glasses of alcohol every night is not a problem when in fact it's an unsuccessful attempt at treating your depression? Are you convincing yourself to keep a job that's all wrong for you out of financial anxiety? Or staying in a clearly unhealthy relationship out of fear of being alone? Your loving guardian angel encourages you to admit the truth with compassion and courage, even if it's difficult to do. Ask your guardian angel to gently reveal all that is deceiving you and bring it into the light of day. Your guardian angel will escort you back into alignment if you are prepared to face the truth. Do not allow deceit to continue. You cannot force others to be honest with you if they are unwilling, but you can stop deceiving yourself. You will feel immediate relief if you do. Being honest helps not only you, but the ones you love as well. Your guardian angel's message to you: confront deceit, you will be protected in the end. Whoa. So something really strong in the energy here about members of the collective dealing with maybe friends, family members, associates that are not being fully honest about what is going on with them in relation to the member of collective. So what I mean by that is they're doing, saying, or behaving in ways that are not in alignment with the relationship, whatever kind of relationship it is. And you might even be picking up on this. But the question that this card is asking is, are you being honest about it? If you're having a strong intuitive hit, and this has come up before, that somebody is doing something or behaving energetically, emotionally, whatever way towards you that is harmful or hurtful, and you keep picking up on it, are you being honest about that? And it doesn't always mean that we got to take an action right in that moment. We may not know what action to take, but are you being honest about that? Are you dealing with that within yourself, or are you in denial and lying to yourself and saying something is fine? I can let my guard down. It's not an issue. It's not a problem. When really it truly is. It's an issue. It's a problem. And it's something you need to pay attention to. Also being honest with ourselves. And that's why it's so interesting. Unconditional love popped up after that at the bottom of the deck, because this is archetypal energy, but this is also like polarity. This is opposite energy of deceit. Very interesting. So are you being honest with yourself? Are there practices, behaviors, things that you're involved in, people that you're dealing with, that you are in denial about the effect that it has on you? And this is why I talk about this work being inward work. It's not something that we force others to do. Well, I feel like this person is lying to me. I'm going to make them tell me the truth. They may go to their grave with that. They may never, ever tell you the truth. And that's real. Sorry if that's a trigger warning. But the reality is the work that we do here really has to do with how we process things within ourselves. And that's what we're being encouraged to do here. I just spoke about this before this card even hit the table. So that's really powerful that your guides are really bringing this through. My guides, your guides. So you're being encouraged here to admit the truth and do it in a compassionate way and in an energy of courage, because it can be hard to face the truth. This is why these people that are around you are stuck in a time capsule, a time loop, a timeline. They are not able to deal with the truth of what is happening in the world around them in an energy of courage. And so they've decided to just close themselves off and stay stuck. This is where the warning is coming in. You can, in effect, be doing the same thing if you start to deal with things in your life in a way where you refuse to face the truth of things and you just stay in a state of denial and keep doing the same things over and over again. You are effectively becoming like those people who are stuck in that time loop, which is exactly what they're trying to get you to do, because they don't want to move forward. That mirror is scary. Looking at you move forward and address things brings up energies of fear and doubt in them. They don't want to deal with that. And they don't want to look at you doing it either. They want you around. They care about you. They want your energy. They care about you and they want your energy. And in some cases, they might actually care about you. But they're just so strongly entrenched in fear and doubt, they're not able to get out of it. And so anybody who touches them, they get dragged into it too. Especially if you have a situation here where somebody's doing something inappropriate, like fraudulent, cheating, you know, that's not okay. That's not even, I don't care if you're stuck in a time loop. That's not healthy in a time loop either. Because it's like the cycle of doing something toxic over and over again. So there's a lot here, guys. And then you have unconditional love. This is the energy you're being asked to step into with yourself and with others. It doesn't mean that you have the right to change somebody simply because they're handling things in a way that you don't agree with or doesn't work with the timeline that you're on. It's acceptance and saying, I accept that this is where you're at. Maybe you don't even verbalize this to them, but through your energy, you are sending them love and accepting where they are at, and you are continuing forward with your goals and the things that you need to work on for you. That's really what we're talking about. So being honest with ourselves and coming to a place of acceptance with ourselves and others. Deceit and unconditional love. These are two great cards that we pulled today. So I'm going to go on ahead and put these up as our feature energy. Okay. And once again, guys, we had 111 on the table. Now we got 222. Yeah, all this is going to tap into your creativity. Like you're going to have to tap number 18. You're going to need to really draw on your pineal energy, your pineal chakra. I'm hearing healing of the sacral and root chakra, and then drawing on your pineal and crown chakra to help heal these areas. This is going to help to increase your creativity, because a lot of you are doing things that's going to lead you into like a career or work that's based in creativity and not just going to a 9-to-5. So it's going to look different. It's not going to look like anything you've done in the past. Maybe it might even have some aspects of it, but you'll be able to use more of your creativity. This is going to look strange to people around you who don't understand what you're doing, or who aren't on the same path as you, who aren't doing the same work as you. This is going to look weird to them. So you're going to get some kickback. But also be careful too that you don't have some people around you who are legit trying to keep you stuck because they're stuck. Not trying to take it a negative direction, just trying to be honest. Like, you're getting information here through the guides that you need to be careful about. Maybe some energies around you that are not being fully authentic, honest, or flat out deceitful. Okay. So let's go into the shadow work, and then we'll close out with an inner child oracle. I hope the message is resonating for somebody out there so far. Like, This really important work that we're talking about today. Let me get a sip of my coffee, guys. Definitely, if you have coffee, tea, whatever around you, go on ahead and take a sip yourself. So we can stay refreshed while we do this work. Something about that too. Finding ways to refresh yourself. Don't go at this work in a drudgery. Oh, I gotta get back to this healing work. That's gonna make it painful and miserable. Like, finding fun, connected ways to do the work is super important. Like, finding fun ways to engage with yourself. And like I keep saying, meditation is coming through big. Like, it doesn't have to be, you know, standardized meditation either. It could be just picking a topic or a thought that, you know, really resonates for you and focusing in on it for 5 minutes. Closing your eyes, taking some deep breaths and focusing in on that thought that feels connected with your goals and your life purpose. It could be lighting a candle and focusing in on the candle for a minute. It could be, you know, going for a drive in the country and, you know, really sitting in that energy, like pulling over and just looking at nature, going by water and sitting and listening to the sounds of nature, putting on some meditation music while you read a book. There's lots of different ways to tap into meditative energy. If you're not a person that does well with just sitting quietly because there's issues with like cycling thoughts or something, or intrusive thoughts, like eventually you're going to want to learn how to sit. But, you know, and definitely I got to mention again, you know, if any of this reading is going into areas associated with mental, physical health, business, legal matters or whatever, I am not stating that I'm a professional. Definitely you need to reach out to a professional to get assistance with that. Definitely my work is in the area of mental health and wellness, but I can't give you professional advice here. This is just for messages that you already are aware of, or this is, you know, confirmation of something that you're already intuitively picking up. Okay, guys? So yes, I must say that the readings are for entertainment purposes only, but definitely if you are picking up on something here that feels connected or familiar, or this is a confirmation, take heed. Let's see what we've got here. Spirit messages for the collective, for shadow work. Beautiful. We got one here. Anything else? Oh, looks like something flipped. I'm not sure what that was. We're going to just keep going and see if it pops up again. Oh, there it goes. Bam. Oh, look at this, guys. I see why this popped up. Oh, look what's at the bottom of the deck. Lack of awareness. Deceit. Something you're not picking up that's in your energy. Somebody that's in your energy you're not picking up on. There's a lack of awareness. We're going to get to it. So we have confront fears is upright, and we have making peace in reverse. Confront fear says, the cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. Keywords are bravery, healing, and reclaim. So this might even be something that you are aware of that you stepped away from because it's just hard for you to process. Like, how could that be? How could that be a thing? How could that happen? How could this person, this place, this thing be this way? I can't really deal with it, so I'm just going to push it to the back and pretend like it's not there. Once again, I am not saying to you that the energy is saying once you understand there's an issue, you need to hurry up and do something about it now. You may not know what to do about it. The point of the energy coming through is that you need to confront it in the sense of within yourself and deal with the fact that there might be an issue here. until you know what to do about it, instead of pushing it to the back and ignoring it and pretending like it's not a thing. That's where the energy is coming through strong. So if there's information that you've been wanting to understand also for a while, maybe in your, in your spiritual journey, your life work journey, your soul path journey, confronting your fears or confronting the things that are difficult for you to look at, that treasure is on the other side of it or within it. Sometimes treasure isn't like the golden pot at the end of the rainbow. Sometimes treasure is coming to an understanding about ourselves that we have historically not been able to come to, which has kept us limited or stuck. And so the treasure might be the growth that we experience when we turn and face our shadow side or an aspect of our shadow side and acknowledge it. There can be something really beautiful on the other side of that. Making peace is in reverse. In the midst of adversity lies the path to self-discovery. Profound, genuine risk. Yeah, in the midst of adversity lies the path to self-discovery. Confronting your fears. Something looks like somebody who this message resonates with has not been able to do that yet. There's a lack of awareness or an inability to face the truth about something. That's why making peace is in reverse. Because maybe whoever this message is resonating with, confronting the fear will bring adversity, or they feel like it will bring adversity. And so they're choosing to just ignore it, push it to the back. The universe will work it out. And the universe is saying to you, no, you have to be a part of working it out. I'm not telling you, you got to go and do this, that, and the other, but you do have to be honest with yourself about it. Because when the resolution comes, you won't even understand it if you can't even be honest with yourself. You might do just the opposite of what you need to do when the resolution comes if you can't even be honest with yourself. So it's almost like you're not willing to make peace with the situation or yourself. Making peace with something means accepting it. Doesn't mean you agree with it. Doesn't mean it was the outcome you wanted. You've made peace with it. You're not in a state of resistance with it. There's something here that you are in a state of resistance with. You are not willing to acknowledge it fully or to acknowledge it at all. You keep denying it. And so it keeps coming up, and then you keep pushing it down no, that I can't even deal with it, or no, that couldn't be the case because A, B, C, and D. And it's no, it is the case probably. That's why you keep intuitively having these really strong hits on it. But your lack of willingness to confront those fears is not allowing you to make peace with it. The resolution is coming either way, whether you're ready for it or not. It's coming. So if you want to be able to move through whatever this is easier, you're going to need to make peace with it within yourself. That's a really strong energy coming through. I hope whoever needs to hear this message is really taking that to heart right now. And then, of course, at the bottom of the deck, lack of awareness, missed chances and unseen risks, seek facts and stay open-minded. And your keywords are insight and opportunity. Yeah. Are we just kind of lost in the sauce? Please, I am not trying to be mean about it. Not at all. I just want to make sure that the point is getting through, because this is something somebody really needs to hear. Is there some information that is coming your way that you are ignoring? And coming your way doesn't mean somebody walked up to you and said, hey, this is happening. So-and-so's doing this, or this situation is that. No, I'm talking about intuitively. You keep getting a strong intuitive hit that something is a certain way, and you are not willing to confront that or make peace with it. So now you're stepping into a space of lack of awareness where you are letting your guard down and becoming vulnerable to situations that you don't have to be vulnerable to. This is super important because when we are working on ourselves, we have set goals for personal development. We are working with our gifts and abilities, and maybe others around us that we dealt with in the past are not doing that. We might find that as we shift our vibration and the way that we look at things, view things, the way that we do things, depending on what kind of people we were dealing with in the past, or situations, people, places, things, they may be on a different vibration wavelength than what we're on presently. So they may start to have thoughts about what we're doing or the energy they're picking up that we don't understand because we are on a completely different vibration. Like they're tuned into one radio station, we're tuned into another. The two aren't meeting. And so it may start to look like somebody's becoming like really toxic or diabolical, when really they're just on a completely different frequency. But then when we close ourselves off to that knowingness and keep trying to deal with people in the same way that we historically dealt with them, it can become like catastrophic in a sense, because it's like two energies that don't meet, constantly crashing against each other. They're not connecting, they don't vibe, they don't flow. And so we can start to have problems in our life, in these relationships or these situations, because those energies don't sync, they don't resonate. Are there people in your life or in your space that you don't resonate with? Maybe they were involved in certain behavioral patterns that you don't engage in anymore, like, you know, excessive usage of substances, excessive behavioral patterns. I don't know, like engaging in activities that you no longer engage in. And they're kind of miffed because you won't do these things with them anymore. But you're still trying to have a friendship or a relationship with them. And it's becoming toxic because every time you're around them, they're doing these same things you don't want to do anymore. It's not part of where you're at in your journey. You've made it past that. And this is not a judgment. This is just where you're at. But they're taking it like you're judging them. They're taking it like you think you're so good you don't want to do these things anymore. And it's like, no, this is not where I'm at. But if you keep having to have that discussion with somebody, you might want to look at the way you need to deal with that relationship. It may not be a healthy relationship for you any longer. So you need to get some awareness and some clarity about some things, it looks like. Overall, the energy really, all of this is happening because you are doing so well, because you are progressing, because you are opening up, because you are changing and shifting your vibration to a higher level in association with the things that you want to bring into your life. So this is all really good. These things are happening only because there are still some people energetically in your space who have decided to stay stuck on the previous timeline. Maybe they'll shift eventually, but right now that's not where they're at. That's the only reason why this is happening. Once you start to get clear about who or what this is and to make peace with it, this awareness is going to, you're going to be understanding how you need to deal with these people or not. But you'll be able to make the needed shifts and changes. Right now, there's like a denial about what's going on. This one wanted to pop. Yeah, shedding illusions. The first step is awareness. Are you kidding me? I can't make the stuff up. Here we just looked over lack of awareness, and the next card is shedding illusions. The first step is awareness. The second is acceptance. Your keywords are reality, honesty, and self-love. We just had this card talking about awareness, and now we're talking about shedding the illusions. These are your steps you're being given, literally. You're being told to confront your fears, make peace with whatever's happening, what you find out, gain some awareness about what's going on, and then shed the illusions. Something that's an illusion or illusory means it's not real. And what's real to us can change and shift as we have more understanding. The way I'm hearing it is, as we gain understanding, we come to new places of clarity. That's okay. That's personal evolution. That's self-evolution. That's the way being a human being works. Okay? The things you understand at 5 is going to be way different than what you understand at 35. That doesn't mean you were slow to the game. That means you were 5. So what you understood was appropriate for there. When you're 35, what you understand is appropriate, hopefully, for where you're at then. That's what we're talking about here. So you being in a new space, a new timeline within your personal journey, some of these things that you're looking back at now, you can see that they were illusory. You can see they always were. You just weren't able to see it then, 5, 6 years ago, I'm hearing. Maybe even for some of you. For some of you longer, maybe 20. But the point is, when you start to see what these things are, shedding the illusion means releasing it, allowing it to come down. Almost like a lizard sheds its skin, right? And then it has a new layer of skin underneath. Sorry if anybody is grossed out by lizards, but it was the easiest metaphor, analogy, whatever I could come up with on the spot. But we need to shed a layer of something here so we can be in our newest form of ourself and our highest frequency, our highest power for whatever these beautiful things are that are coming through for us. The first step is awareness. That was your card. The second step is acceptance. So you are literally getting from your guides, your like a step-by-step recipe for how to look at this and how to move through this energy. That's powerful. Reality, honesty, self-love. And this goes into that card talking about number 22, unconditional love. Are you seeing how all of this ties together? Understanding where you are not being honest with yourself and others as well. Stepping into an energy of self-love is necessary. In order to do that, we need to confront our fears, make peace, step into a space of awareness, and shed the illusions. It's literally the message. Yeah. And self-compassion. Embrace your imperfections. That's how we're going to find strength. This is that archetypal, like yin-yang energy. Masculine, feminine energy, shadow and light side, like working with our duality to help ourselves to understand like how we need to heal and what we need to learn to grow. Growth, mindset, and resilience. All of that comes from having self-compassion, unconditional love. I mean, the message could not be any more clear. Like there just isn't, there's only so much I need to say about this today because guides have been like very, very clear. Let's go on ahead and pull an inner child oracle. Oops, to close out. And then we're gonna go on ahead and wrap the reading up today because there's so many other messages that are coming through. Like I'm gonna have to like turbo read here to get through all these messages. Okay guys, let's go on ahead and see what's here in the inner child oracle. We're just going to give these a little bit of a shuffle. And we're going to see what's here energetically that can help the collective. Maybe there's an area of your, maybe that's why I picked this deck. There might be an area of your inner child that will, by healing or addressing it, it will help you with some of these current issues or this current energy you're dealing with. Let's set our 2 cards up here. Falling over. No taking a nap yet, guys. Yeah, this is very challenging for you all. This, you know, whoever this message is resonating with, I have a feeling that some of this really has to do with people's close friends and family. And just the belief that somebody would not be supportive in the ways that you've been supportive of them is very hurtful and very challenging to like deal with, the thought of that. And that might be why you've kind of kept yourself in the dark or in a space of like a lack of awareness about it. It hurts. It's difficult to look at this. I'm gonna take a sip of coffee. Okay, guys. Let's see what's here. Spirit, what do we have for the collective from the Inner Child Oracle that could be helpful? Wow. Number 38, you are enough. You do not have to give more. Wasn't I just talking about friends and family that we have given so much to, and we feel like now that we're on a path that feels good and enlightened for us, we're not getting the same energy back we put out? You are being told here, you don't need to give anymore. You've done enough. People will just keep taking, and it's not even always on some energy like some diabolical, you know, ha ha ha, I want to control your life. A lot of times it's unconscious. Like people, you know, they will tend to draw to what they feel is a resource for them, right? Like what they've always known is comfortable. This is the same people we're talking about that went and put themselves in a time capsule. They're so interested in being comfortable over dealing with the reality of things that they went and paused themselves on the timeline. You think they're not going to keep clinging on to things that are a support for them? Of course they are. If you are that major support in your friend group or in your family or whatever, you know, you being involved in these other areas of your life and not being available to give to them as much, it's scary for them. And this is not to guilt trip you. This is to help you to understand like the thought process, like where people are at and why they might be behaving the way they are. Your energy is something that matters. I'm being told to take this card. Yeah, your energy is something that matters to them. They gain so much from it. Not having it around feels like something really big was taken from them. So they're kind of having like an emotional episode about the thing. That's what you're looking at here. Yeah, you have here. Let's start with number 38 since it was first up on the table. You are enough. You do not have to give more. I really want you to just focus in on this energy for a minute. Because a lot of you have historically given to the point that you drained your well dry. I'm talking about a lot of you have ended up in years of counseling, therapeutic, psychiatric, all kinds of things that you had to do to help rebuild yourself after you gave so much that you literally broke down. And I mean that. And this is not a judgment that you did that. This is to acknowledge that the universe hears you, that you went through all of that, giving to others. And then when it was your turn, per usual, you didn't get the same energy back. That is because you're different, guys. You are the empathic one in your family. You are that chosen one in the family that understands intuitively how to move through things. And so people come to you and ask you for questions and advice. Or ask questions of you and ask for advice. However you want to word that. You are that person that people rely on when things get tough or something is really heavy or an emotional burden to move through. You are the one that naturally knows how to support that. You're that person. They're not that person. So to expect that back from others is like, once again, draining more of your energy. You have to acknowledge Make peace with the fact that you're that person, and you may not get that energy from these people that you've been dealing with for years. Make peace with it, excuse me. This will help you to move through these challenges of like accepting what's going on here. But don't worry, as you continue down this path, the universe is going to bring you soul tribe that does feel supportive in the ways that you want and need to be supported. But looking for this support from people who historically have not given it and continue to not be able to give it. Why? Because they themselves are stuck. They can't give you what they don't have. You don't have to feel hurt at your heart about that, but you also don't have to keep giving something you don't have to give to them. You need that energy and resource for yourself. Love people, care for them, send that positive and supportive energy their way, but use your energy to help move yourself forward. This is the way you're going to help more people in your family, your friends, whatever, associates. Put your own mask on, like they say in the airplane. Put your own oxygen mask on first before trying to help someone else. How are you going to do that when you're passed out? There's something strong in the energy here about also, not being in denial about the way that you're doing things. If it's draining for you, accept help. Look at how she's putting her hands out and accepting help from her guides. Which then also brings us here. Seek guidance. Number 31 is on the table. Also number 4, 3 and 1 is 4. Seek guidance in this. It's time for a different perspective. So it might be somebody coming into your space that is more knowledgeable about this area that you're stepping into and can help you to understand how to move or give you some new information that can be beneficial for where you're at. Or maybe joining a class or engaging with a meditation center, like a place that does meditation or something like that. Reaching out for supports that feel connective and in alignment. And we're not talking about crutches. We're talking about just doing things and engaging with others who are of like energy and like mind. Might feel good for you at this time. And you might even be able to get like some universal energy or response through those connections that helps you with a query, a question, something that you are working on. Another person might have already moved through that and have something to lend to that. So you're definitely being encouraged to seek guidance, also through your guides as well. As we talked about this energy here, how this person is accepting energy from their guides, their higher self, and how to really tap into that energy. So sitting in nature, meditating, getting outside, grounding out is a really good way to tap in with your nature guides. And then 44 and then 8 is on the table. You know the way. Trust your intuition on this journey. So you're being reminded, you might have even done something similar in a previous journey if you're a person that believes in, reincarnation or incarnation. This might be something that you've dealt with before. Maybe it's a lesson that you're here again to experience and learn and grow through. Maybe it's a lesson that you chose for yourself. I don't know. But you're being encouraged here to tap into your intuition. Look at this. Seeking guidance. Look how he has the butterfly wings. And then look here. There's butterflies in this one as well. So there might be something here about, butterflies. Maybe physically popping up in your space is an indicator that, this is something you need to look into, or this is something you're understanding correctly. Or maybe, hey, you're on your path. The butterflies are here. You got nature spirits here, like showing you, hey, you're on the path, because it looks like he's looking at a path and the butterflies are ahead. So that'll be interesting if anybody places a comment like they're seeing monarchs or butterflies of some kind in their space. That energy is kind of drawn to them right now. But you definitely know the way. Your being, your energy, your soul is ancient. Tap into that higher knowing. You have to sit with yourself. It might mean you have to face some things, but sitting with yourself also allows you to be able to tap into a deeper inner knowing, a higher inner knowing that can help you when you don't have another person around you to tell you what to do or to show you the way. You're being told you know the way. Wow. Really powerful energy. I think we're going to close out on number 38. You are enough. I really want to like tap into that because I feel like that's super important. Yeah, let's grab the Inner Child Oracle and look at number 38. And we're going to read this one and close out today. Oh, goodness. Dropping the book. Don't drop your book. Don't drop your task. Stay with it. Okay, guys, you are enough. So that's this card right here. I'll hold it up. It says, giving of ourselves is such a beautiful treasure to those who receive it. But sometimes we give more than we are able to, until there is nothing left within. If you have pulled this card, then it might be time to ask yourself if you have given too much of yourself away. So here's an acceptance exercise. It says, take some time today to reflect on your relationship with giving by journaling your response to these questions. What motivates your desire to give? Does giving of yourself fulfill an empty place within you? Do feelings of unworthiness lead you to give? Do you feel safer when you are in a position of giving or sacrifice? How do you feel when you are not giving of yourself to others? Do you feel selfish? After you've written down these responses, take some time to review your answers. After you've written down your responses, take some time to review your answers. Is there a belief or pattern that arises? If you have pinpointed a pattern or belief around giving too much of yourself, now might be a good time to address that within your inner child. Okay. This is going to require honesty and authenticity yet again. If you find by answering some of these questions, and I can even put the acceptance exercise in the description if you'd like, but if you're finding that it feels more comfortable for you to be in a position of giving than receiving, it might be that your hand is actually like this. You think you're doing this, but really you're doing this. All things being equal with energy, there needs to be a balanced energy on both ends of everything. So if you're a person who gives, you also need to receive. If you're a person who receives, you also need to be a person who gives. So if you find that you are doing one of these things more than the other, and it feels comfortable or safe, it could be that there's something underlying here, some work you need to do associated with why you feel comfortable only being the giver. It's like a control thing. Or it could be an old limiting belief that has to do with what kind of person receives things versus what kind of person gives things. There's something here rooted in this energy that has to do with like the core or root reason why you are constantly feeling the need to be giving, even to the point that it drains you and completely taps you of your energy, and yet you still keep doing it or find that it's a pattern that's so easy for you to fall into. That is because there is a core belief here. So understanding what that is, okay, and being honest with ourselves, and then giving ourselves some unconditional love. Confronting that fear, making peace with it, being aware of when it happens, and then shedding the illusions. We can literally start to heal from whatever this is, and we might start to find that our energy shifts and we start receiving more from others around us too. It could be that there's an energy here where you're limiting the frequency of things coming your way, and it's a lot of people being drawn to you who want to take. Yeah. So something to keep in mind, guys. This is an amazing reading. Really positive, honestly. There's just some more inner work. This whole experience is inner work. This whole lifetime is inner work. That's what we're here to do. So you've got some really good information here on what you can do to help yourself to move through this energy of like really feeling attached to what people who are stuck in place think of where you're at and what you're doing. They don't even fully understand what you're doing. Just energy they're throwing at you based out of fear and doubt. That's their own stuff they're dealing with. It's not even yours. But you're taking that energy in and like not transmuting it. It's just hanging out in your auric field and creating some emotional response. It doesn't have to be that way. You're being shown by the guides how you can move through this. You're understanding what's happening with the people in your life that are doing it, and then what you need to do about that energy once it hits your auric field. And I think that's really the root of the messaging here today. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. Definitely, if you have any questions about the reading or you would like a personal reading, I have my email address listed in the description. Feel free to reach out. If this message resonated with you, feel free to leave some comments about what you heard here today, maybe your own personal experience and how that might, you know, really kind of edify or support others who are going through something similar. I think a lot of us in the collective are dealing with this energy in some shape or form. But I definitely enjoyed being in the space with all of you today. Thank you so much for being here. Definitely like, share, subscribe. Then you'll get notifications when a new reading goes up. I'm trying to be really consistent with the readings and get them out like every other day or once a day right now, just to build up the algorithm with the channel. But as you like, share, and subscribe, it helps us to get the information out to those in the collective that need to hear it. And that is definitely the purpose of the messages. So once again, thank you for being here. My name is Ora-gen, and this is the Ora-gen channel, and I look forward to seeing you in the next read. Okay, guys, love and light.